So go online. If you are creating a maybe cryptocurrency platform, a fintech application, something very crazy, just go online. Just search on Google first, right? You'll see different inspiration. Now, when you have seen different inspiration, um, now look at which one is most likely preferred to what you want, right? And then save the file, right? And copy it to your mood board. Save the file that you feel like this is what you want to create. You want something like this, and then copy it to your mood board. So let's use this one for example. I can copy this and take it into my file, go into my mood board, create a frame in my mood board. Now, yeah, going to increase the size of this. Go somewhere else, pick another ideas from someone, something different. Um, okay, so I could use component cards like this. Uh, so I drop this here too. So do this also. Let's make this the last one, and I copy. Okay, so one thing you will notice about my mood board is I'm trying to pick a design that looks uniform with the color I want to use, right? So now I have beautiful designs. So now I can pick out my colors from this design. I think the color I want to use is so this there's an eyedropper tool here. You can use it to pick colors. I want to use this color as my main color. Um, I also want to use green as another secondary color. I definitely would need black, so my black is here. I definitely would need white, so there's white here. Let me just add a stroke so it's visible. And I definitely might need red to showcase if there's an error. Uh, yeah. And then last color I can use, let me just make it one last color, like my orange color. Okay. So now I have these whole ideas. Now I'm looking at what I need to do right now is look out for elements that would enable me give the best design, right? So I have my color mood board. I can now take my colors into a new page called my design system slash components. So we're not going to go deep. We can just paste our colors here. Now this is the colors we derived from this thing. We're supposed to create a color guide, a color style, but let's not go deep into it. Just something minimal. Now, in my mobile interface, I want to create a mobile app for a fintech, a cryptocurrency platform. I go into my frames. Remember we talked about the frames. I go into my phone. I use my iPhone 13 Pro Max, right? And then um, another very important part of what we do as a designer is scout for illustrations, icons, and the likes, right? So what I do is I just type in crypto illustrations. Yeah, crypto illustration. So I can see some, but let me tell you, there's a very good site um, you can get inspirations from for anything you need, particularly to design. It's called Evernote. Evernote.design, right? When you go to Evernote.design, it gives you like a bookmark of everything you need as a designer, from your design inspiration to your design news, to your design system on how to create it, or companies that have design system, to YouTube channels where you can learn some few things about design, to design podcasts, to UI resources, to free icons, to free illustrations, right? So now that I'm looking for illustrations, I can just come here and then look around, and see and look out for free illustrations, right? And I can use illustration.tool, so I can visit illustration.tools and see the sort of illustrations they have here. And let me see. Oh, so resource for this is another resource for a resource. Can you imagine? So I might not get anything from here. Let me go into my free illustrations again. Let me use Doodle Ipsum. Okay. Um, Let me see if they have anything on crypto. Oh wow, this is nice. Okay. So let me see if I can. Let me see if I can use this directly. Nah, it just the code for me. These guys are not allowing us download images. So you can't actually download. Okay, let's look for something else. Let's look for ghosts. Go to illustration. Is there like a bug on this thing right now? Because it's supposed to take me to ghost the illustration, but let me click on it. Nah, there's a bug here. All right, let's look for something else. Let's look for pulse illustration. Hopefully, we can find something here. So 90% of the time when we do designs, it's us looking for illustrations, looking for assets that we can use. It might not even be the design that has issue. It might just be us looking for the right tool to use, right? And uh, I think we should get from Google actually crypto coin illustrations. Let's go to the image. Let me see this. Now, I also want to make sure my design matches with my color and my illustrations that I'm currently using. So I would be looking out for the color, the blue color. Uh, okay, yeah. Okay, so let's use this. And then we go back into our mood board. Just to confirm, are we guys still together?
Yes, we are.
Are we? Nice, okay. So we go back into our mobile interface part, and then let's just paste our illustration here. Now, this is what we are currently designing is the splash screen, right? So we bring this into our frame, and now we want it to fill up the whole thing. As a designer, you have to come up with creative ways to make things look beautiful. Now, the way this one is looking isn't so nice. So what I would do is click on the frame and use this color. Now, so it doesn't look like there's a difference between what I have done earlier, and then I just fit it into the page. And then let's make this centralized. Do we have a question?
Sorry, I got interrupted by a call and I missed few parts. So sorry, sir.
No problem. We haven't gone so far. I don't know where we left you.
Okay, it was where you were trying to put the design, sorry, the colors in a new page.
Okay. So what we did after that was take the color into our components, basically, right? So this is what it is. We just added the colors for now, nothing so serious. So anytime we need to use that color, we can reference this from our color palette. And then we created a new mobile interface and created a new frame, found an illustration online, right? And then we used it. So let's do something else. No, no. Let's do something else. Let's make sure let's make sure our design matches our color frame. Now, as a designer, there are tools that helps you remove background. So let's use remove.bg. We need to remove the background. All we need to do is just drag this image here. Oh, this one is not, holy crap. So command shift 4. Nice. So like I told you, there's this saying that designers are thieves or stealers. We steal content, we steal anything just to make sure our design looks good. I think you guys will be having to steal stuff too, but then don't go and steal what they will use to catch you. I'm not there. So, but then let's remove this. You see that this one, the way this one looks, isn't so favorable. So now let's use the one we got from remove.pg. Now, uh, we were able to remove the background. So basically, what I'm teaching you is the process of stealing somebody's icon and using it for your own project. But if they catch you, don't tell I'm the one that taught you guys anything. Or
If it's online, then you can borrow it.
what did
We just want to borrow it. We'll return it later.
Thank you for the word. That's like the right word actually. So now let's make a little bit of more interface. Let's make it more presentable. So let's say the next coin, as we as designers now have a coin. So now we call it next coin, um, and then we position it at the center. Now let's change our font to something that looks better. Um, Now, the font choice you use is very important for the kind of design you do because that's what would make your design stand out. You want to make sure that the font choice that you are using uh, uh, looks very good, right? Some of the best way you can um, get fonts or that you can use the best fonts is look out for the platform that you really like and search for their font online. So, for example, one of the platform I really like is Cowrywise, right? If you look at their platform, you'll see that the kind of fonts they use for their platform looks very nice, combined with their colors and the use of illustrations. Yeah. So one thing that you also need to do as a designer is make sure that the kind of content you consume every day are designs that are very nice. This will shape your ideas as designers. So you get to see more designs that inspires you rather than designs that are just there, right? So I would advise you when you see many designers tabs, you see that there's so many tabs open, right? I'm using a different system now. If you check my old system or my other system and you see my tabs, it's so much because I want to keep seeing designs that are inspiring, designs that looks very nice. Do you understand? So that's why I keep most of those tabs open. And then, so It's very good that you keep designs that are very nice. So go online, search for the fonts. There are tools that you can use to search for fonts. You can
What
um,
font?
what did you say?
No, is a tool. What font? Like a plugin on Google Chrome.
Yes, yes. So you can use a Google Chrome extension and install Word font on your platform, on your system, and all you need to do is just inspect and you get the name of the font. So that's one of the best way to get font. Um, so for us here, we'll be using. Let me see. Do I have Layout Figma? No, I don't. Do I have Circular XT? No, I don't. So go online. Another thing you can do is go online, search for um, popular crypto fonts. Guys, I won't lie to you. The best thing that you will do is always go online for anything. Don't say you know anything. Go online. 90% of the time, be online. Search for things online. You will definitely find beautiful stuff to do, to see online. That should help you. Yeah. Let me see. For this system, I don't think I've activated. I don't think I've activated local fonts. So that's why I can't see so many fonts like I used to. But let me see. Do I have Sophia Pro? Sophia Pro is also a very nice font. Sophia. Okay, yeah, this looks more crypto-like. So let me change the size to 24, and then I just centralize this. Now, for so many designers, um, they design without process. For me, I like to design to show the process of what is next after this, right? So this is my splash screen, right? I duplicate this, click on this guy, click on Control D to duplicate. Um, I duplicate this. Now I want to show that my design is supposed to load for like 3 seconds, and this is what it's going to look like when it's loading. So I create a shape. Now, remember we're talking about shape. I'm supposed to use this, right? Ellipses, but because I know the shortcut, I just clicked on O and I'm fine, right? So now when I click on this, my ellipse shape, there's this icon here, there's this indicator here. I can decide to make this open and reduce the size of my shape of make it have a depth. Oh wow, it's 6 o'clock already. I need to be as fast as possible. All right. Oh God, I've been talking too much because of the noise. Okay, so yeah, I want to show that this page will load. So I'm trying to create a loader. So I make this white and reduce the opacity to 50 or let's use 30, and then duplicate it again. Reduce this guy to make this 100. So basically, what I've told the developer is, hey, when the page loads first, it's going to come up like this. The next page will now be the one that shows that it is loaded, right? So this is how you sometimes show process to what you're designing, right? So this is the splash screen, basically. Let's just create an onboarding screen so we can move on to something else. To next class, actually. So let's make this white. Right. So let's delete the item here. I'm trying to show you Figma. Normally, before we jump on any design, we are supposed to do like a wireframe and all. But then I'm just trying to show you how Figma works. Since we've already talked about wireframes and all. So basically, at the end of the class, at the end of everything, I think before the last class, we have maybe let's say a project where we create something from scratch to the finish. The whole UI/UX project really. So next point, we changed something to 16 as the normal text font size for text, or 14 if you want something smaller. Now let's turn this to black. It's advisable not to use like the full black. So let's create this as our black, and then update our design system. This is the black we're using right now. Right. So it's not 100% black. That's the good thing about it. Now, so we have done this. Now let's talk about plugins. So plugins are there to help you with content on your site, with different things. So I have a couple of plugins. I have icons plugins. I have guide mute. I have GIF export, gateway. You might have a whole lot of plugins. But for
Sorry
this,
for cutting.
yeah.
Sorry for cutting you short. The text itself.
Yeah.
You dragged the whole frame to the end of it. Do you have a reason for it, please?
Yes, I did. The main reason for dragging it is because I want to constrain the size. That I don't want it to go as much as this part. So I can do this. The next thing is stop at that particular place I dragged it to. You understand?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Okay. So I was talking about plugins. So to access your plugins, right click on your page or anywhere, click on plugins, and then go into the community. So you do manage plugins or browse plugins in your community. So that opens a new page, and it takes you to your plugins, and then click on the one you want and install. Right? Basically, you can install any plugins you want from here. So this will install the new plugins for you, and that makes it. And you can use it. So now to use that your plugin, all you need to do is click again, plugins, then you'll see the name of the plugins. For this one, we're going to use Content Reel. And basically what Content Reel does is it gives you content. It tells you welcome to Content Reel, gives you like an insight and all of those things. And it gives you content. So if I'm looking to put my designer's first name or last name, it's just going to give me Jane Copper or this thing. So the good thing about it is maybe I'm designing a transaction screen and I need to populate it with different full names. So it generates full names for me like this, right? Which makes it very nice. But we're not doing that. So what we need right now is the description of what our platform is doing, right? So we can use a lorem ipsum. So what a lorem ipsum does is it generates a little content on a dummy content for us, basically. As you can see, the content are a bit warmed up together. So what we do is use 140%, like I said, and that gives you more space. So now we can see that our content is doing better, and then we change the font size too. Now that's only truth. That's something we can also do. Now we have our image. Our image is supposed to be maybe an illustration or whatsoever. We have our header text. So let's use text. Let's go text, and then let's search for products. When we click enter, it generates. It gives us suggestions on different sort of products that we can use. So yeah, so we can have product description. So we can change for drawer chest. Let's just use this one. Or let's just use something from our head. Access to fast, right? Just something very minimal, right? 140 our text size, regular. Let's make it light. Regular is fine. Yeah, so we have done this. Now we need to give it spacing. Let's always remember that you're designing to break. Give it enough spacing. Now, spacing is very important because it allows you to group elements together. You definitely would see that okay, this one and this one are together, and this one and this one is spaced around. So, say spacing between this and this is showing that this and this is more together than this one and this one, right? Even though all of them are on the same page, but yeah, you get to see that okay, this one and this one is something I need to read as one, and then the spacing from this to this is different from the spacing from this to this, right? So this one tells you okay, this is a continuation of this guy, but this one is a whole topic on its own. Then you can enter into this one. That's basically what spacing does. And then when you are spacing, I recommend that you space in the variation of 8. So you have 8, 16, um, 24, and the likes. So let's use this. This should be spaced to 16, just to make your design look more consistent and beautiful. And then we also need to have a button. So let's make our button sized. Let's use 54. Then we can decide to give our button color maybe orange. Yeah, I think this should be fine. But then let's not make everywhere look so bluish. So let's have the text inside our button. So go into fonts. I'm trying to wrap up the class as fast as possible. Okay. So we have something like next.
It's stressing. That's why I'm telling him that next 4 months. So that
So
if
we
it's
do
paid,
16
because
since
the
the
money is
text
gone.
inside of 14. Now, when you have elements, I'm saying this because of people that are more advanced. When you have elements like text on a solid color, it is advisable you make the text bold, right? So it comes up. The same weight it takes when it's on a natural color like white is different from what it should take when it's
What
on
I always do,
natural
I used
on
to,
a solid color
I was trying to say
like
it's fun, but there's a way to track
blue
it.
or black or any other color because the color it's like the color makes it a little
Yeah,
bit
it's not like I wanted, but I was like, let me
lightweight
just, someone taught me about
compared to
how
when
to
it's on
track it.
a
There's a
color
snap like
on a
that
plain
by
background like white,
when you have sex
right?
when
So
the ovulation
just
is
to
kind
chip
of
that in, and then now we need indicators to make sure that
when your ovulation is small,
people understand that we are on the
you know
third or the
this
fourth
thing, you also have
part.
like a baby.
So let's
Then
make
I
this
always check like
8,
if I
space
make
it by
something, if I want to, I
16,
just try. If I want to have
group
sex, but
it
you know
and
it's something you cannot
centralize
see
it.
patterns, but I mean, when you
Okay,
just
then you can decide to put it to the side or to the center or anywhere.
I
So
was
let's just
just
align it to
trying
the
to,
center. And let's say
what the
this is
person
the
told me, I
first
just trying to
one.
make sure. Let me just see
Let's
if
make
it's
it a
really
little bit
blue,
lighter.
that kind
And then the blue one.
of thing. Yeah, I was just trying to,
Right.
let me see
So as fast as possible to say onboarding.
it
Onboarding
might not
one.
really be it though. It might just be
As fast as possible, we want to be able to create. Um, let me just use something else. Yeah, we want to be able to create our interface as fast as possible.
She's 3 plus.
So now we would have to look out for illustrations we can use here just to make it look much more better. And then we didn't talk about this part. Now you can change the case of your text. You want it to be all capital letter. You want it to be capital and small letter. You want it to be all small letter. You want it to be capital letter, but all capital letter, but in a short form. And then this ones and this ones are almost the same thing actually. This is small caps, but the first letter is higher. This is all small caps, right? So depending on how you want your design to be, but then I'm using capital and small letter title case.